Welcome to Cosmic Concierge Day 3. I'm your host, Cheryl. I use they, them pronouns. I am the creative owner, operator, visionary, whatever label you want to attach to the word entrepreneur behind Queer Alchemy. Today, we are recapping everything that we've done thus far this week and then moving into a few exercises. Up first, we'll set the sacred space. Then we'll do our somatic practice for today. And then I'm excited for us to deep dive into interviewing my tarot deck. Now, if you're watching the replay, now is your chance to pause the video and grab your own tarot or oracle deck because you're going to want to follow along. I also created a handy PDF for you that you can find below this video in the sidebar that you can either print out or just use as a guide. You can make it as high tech or as low tech as you would like. It shows how I would lay the cards out so that I could get the individual picture of each question and also the overall picture of the greater story that it's telling us. I'm really, really grateful for all the folks who signed up and who have been sharing, and for everyone who's just been, the feedback has been amazing. I'll be honest. I had an idea and I ran with it. And sometimes you never know how that's going to turn out, right? Like sometimes you have an idea and it's the best idea you ever had and you were so excited and then no one's on board and you're like, I'm ahead of my time. And then other times you have an idea like this one and everything just flows together. And I couldn't be more proud of the work done here between all of us and of the work that you're about to do, showing up for yourself as we go along. So on day 1, we had an introduction to Kundalini, an introduction to somatics, how it works, why it works, and the very, very basic frequency vibrational theory behind quantum mechanics and how they actually are science catching up to what's always been true in Eastern philosophy. Okay, and then yesterday, day 2, we talked about visualization as a vehicle for your subconscious, superconscious, and conscious minds to talk to one another because our thinking brain needs a little bit more framework to grasp abstract, higher concepts. And then today, I'm ready. Are you? Repeat after me. In this space, I am committed to assuming the best of others. I commit to turning inward when I feel offended. I commit to affirming that others have their own unique values, beliefs, and experiences with no one being wrong. I commit to fostering safety for trans, non-binary, and marginalized individuals. I commit to fostering a space of non-offense, trusting that everyone is doing their best with good intentions. I commit to only sharing my own experiences outside of this circle to preserve its sacred safety. And so it is. So, today's Kundalini Kriya is specifically for the fire and metal elements. It's designed to help release fear and anxiety from within your body and also trapped in your aura. Because I don't know about you, but my parents definitely instilled some fear and anxiety in me about a whole lot of things. Don't do this, don't do that. What if you do this? What if you do that? What if you fall? Maybe you're gonna get hurt. Don't walk alone at night. Make sure you have your phone. Blah, blah, blah. Like there's literally like almost every fear that I have is rooted in something either my mom taught me, didn't teach me, or did or didn't do. Like there is so much fear and anxiety that is wrapped up in stuff that wasn't even mine, but that I've absorbed into my aura and into my belief systems. This particular practice is rooted in traditional Chinese medicine and Kundalini yoga principles. So, what I'd like to do is just give you a little bite-sized piece. If you've never been around traditional Chinese medicine or the chakra system, now is your time to just get a little, like if this were the card inside of a playing card deck. This is by no means exhaustive. I want to give you a framework because knowledge is power. So traditional Chinese medicine views the body as interconnected system influenced by 5 elements. So you might be familiar with 4 elements, but traditional Chinese medicine has 5. That's wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Imbalances in these elements can manifest as physical or emotional symptoms. Fire governs joy, enthusiasm, and the heart, which is why Leos, hi, it's me, are fire. While metal is linked to the lungs and grief. When fire and metal are deficient, it can lead to fear and anxiety and a lack of energy. When they're overactive, it appears in a different way. Just saying. In traditional Chinese medicine, unprocessed emotions like fear deplete the fire element, right? So it drains your fire, leading to a sense of burnout, overwhelm, and lethargy or laziness. You might have a lack of motivation and inability to get enough rest, a hard time making your get up and go. Similarly, a deficiency in metal may make it difficult to process grief, let go, and it amplifies your anxiety. So if you've never actually felt like you've processed grief from change, from death, from a relationship ending, anything, your whole like as human beings, we're in a constant state of flux and change, and grief is a necessary emotion. And if you're having a hard time accessing that for whatever reason, you may have a metal imbalance. This practice is designed to awaken the Kundalini energy sitting dormant at the base of your spine and move through any of that stagnancy and clear it out so that you can receive. It also is designed to send the energy where it needs to go to like your fire and your metal center. So for the purpose of this Kriya, we're going to be tuning in using Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. I will chant that 3 times, and then we're going to move into our practice. I'm going to show you the practice after we tune in. Get ready. Here we go. Tuning in, rubbing your palms together. Close your eyes. Feel that heat. Pull your hands apart slightly. Feel that tingling sensation. Bring them together until they're just about touching. You can actually feel the heat increase there. Press your hands together with light pressure with your thumbs resting on your sternum or breastbone. Take a deep breath. And hold, setting your intention for today's practice. Release. On the next breath, we'll begin our tuning in. Guru De Na. Om Na. Guru De Na. Om Na. Guru De Na. All right. Similar to our first Kundalini day, we are going to take our hands and fold our fingers over the meaty part, activating all of the meridians attached to these fingers. If you'd like to know which ones those are, comment below. I will look them up for you. It's okay not to have this stuff memorized. Doctors go to medical school for 7 to 10 years and they still look up things in a textbook. You are allowed to be human and not memorize everything, okay? So these fingers like this, our thumbs are straight just like before. Instead of putting them up like this, we're gonna make our goalpost. See how I prepped you for today? And when we breathe in, we'll bring our thumbs out, and when we exhale, we'll put them beside. We're gonna be here for 3 minutes. Your gaze in this Kriya, you're gonna be looking down your nose, your eyes almost all the way closed, thinking just like seeing a flutter, a light there, almost as if you have tears in your eyes, but not quite, like when you're trying not to cry. You want it to look like that through your eyes. Pick one thing, as always, pick one thing to focus on, the movement, the breath, or the gaze if you're new to Kundalini. If you've been practicing for a while or you'd like to challenge yourself, pick 2 things. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes. I'd like you to make an O shape with your mouth. Okay. And you can soften your gaze. If it's hard for you to get just that sliver of light, just pretend as if you're looking at the floor while keeping your chin parallel to the ground. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As always, if you feel like your shoulders are starting to creep up to your ears, take a moment, roll the shoulders down and back, and go right back in. As you feel that burn of the muscles that we've been working for 3 days in a row start to communicate with you that this is hard, that this is challenging, that it's warming up, I want to remind you that you've already done a minute. You only have 2 more to go, and that you can do anything for 3 minutes if you set your mind to it and believe that you can. Anchor into that heat. It's supposed to build fire. It's supposed to activate metal. You're going to feel a heat sensation. You're going to feel a stiffness. Lean into it. Let your breath carry you through for these final 90 seconds. If you'd like a challenge, you can speed it up. Whatever pace you set is just fine as long as you can sustain it. Good job. We only have about 45 seconds left. You can do it. Remember, if it's becoming too much, there's no such thing as too much, only not being there yet. Put your hands behind your neck if you need a break. Continue with the breath, continue with the gazing, go back into it as soon as you feel ready. To end this Kriya, I want you to bring your hands together, pointing your hands like finger guns above your head, squeezing your ears, holding your belly in. Exhale your air, keeping your arms above your head. Take a deep breath in. And hold and slowly bring your hands down through your aura, feeling that energy. If it feels good to you, shake off whatever is left. Maybe you'll have a pop. Take a few minutes now to journal any sensations that came up for you. You just moved the fire energy through your heart and lungs, promoting emotional release and a greater sense of safety. I want you to embrace any emotions that came up for you just now, whether it was annoyance, whether it was frustration, whether it was sadness, anger, grief. If you had any thoughts towards yourself, others, or a completely unrelated situation, know that it's not an accident. It's not random. There's something tied to that this practice activated, and that's good. Now might be a good time to return to our neck rolls if you're feeling that tension. I'll post a video in the group with just the Kriya for you to continue to practice if you feel drawn to this one. My goal is to give you tools that you can use where you're at right now. What anxieties were released from your body and into your mind for your consideration? I find that the most common one that comes through me is perfectionism and enoughness. Am I doing this right? Will it work if I'm not breathing properly? I don't know how to say these sounds correctly. I'm thinking about other things. Is this practice still effective? I can't do the moves and the breaths and the gaze. All of those kinds of thoughts are normal and common. Practices that get us out of our mind and into our body allow the inner critic space to witness that it's okay to be a beginner, that there's nothing wrong with being new. It's also working to clear anything out of your electromagnetic field that is from someone else. So notice where you feel lighter or perhaps a little heaviness. I'll invite you, if you feel like you'd like to be witnessed or seen in any of the things coming up for you, to comment below, post in the group, post in the VIP lounge if you purchased an upgrade. Let me know if you'd like one. I'm trying not to sell things on top of doing this free. I just really want to be of service. Okay. Take a few minutes to finish writing down whatever you've got. Take a sip of water. And then I will invite you to grab your tarot deck. So today I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. we may not be able to see all of my tarot cards, so I will post a picture after that. I'm practicing this thing where I don't apologize for the fact that I don't want everyone to see what my house looks like. I was mopping and vacuuming, but I live in a partially renovated home and it distracts me from being present because all I can see is like the unfinished paint job or whatever. So in an effort to prevent myself from being critical, womp womp, I keep the black background blurred, which also affects like your ability to see cards. I have to hold them like right in front of my face. So we'll give that a try. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a PDF that I created. I've posted it in the Facebook group, and I've also posted it alongside the program in my course module area. Okay, so today we're going to ask a few questions of the tarot deck. Each color on this is a group of cards associated with the question. So in the Tell Me About Yourself section, we're going to pull 3 cards. In the Tell Me About Your Purpose, we're going to pull 1 card. What do I need to know about you, the deck? 1 card. What do I need to know about me from the deck? 1 card. And tell me about the work that we're meant to do together. 3 cards. So I'll invite you to shuffle your deck however you want. Contrary to some folks on the internet who have strong opinions, there's no wrong way to shuffle your tarot deck. There, like tarot is accessible for everyone. I also think it's totally fine for you to use a digital deck. It might just be a little trickier to see it all at once. Okay. So you may also print off this PDF and use it as an actual like laying mat. You can just lay the cards on top of it if you like. I made it big enough that if you put it landscape, depending on the size of your cards, it might work, but you might need to print it off at like Staples or something in poster size for this to be effective. Okay. My cards are complete and ready, so I'm going to put 3 here for Tell Me About Yourself. Now, I've been working with this deck for a while, and I did this when I first got it. Tell me about your purpose. And when I first got it, I did a much larger spread than this because it gave me really good information. And so I wanted to know more. And I was like, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Why did your creator make you? What purpose did your creator make you for? Um, who are you meant to serve? La 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 la. And then if you're feeling kind of cloudy at all, one thing that I love to do is I love to look at the bottom of the deck and see what might be influencing my energy. So for me today, oops, we've got the Hanged Man. Um, or person if you prefer, but the Hanged Man. And in this particular deck, I love it because the only thing this person is hung up by is their self. They can get down from the silk and go into the pool of infinity at any time. And I absolutely resonate with this card. It is definitely a theme in my life right now that I'm keeping myself stuck in some places. So if you resonate with that, hello, let's chat. Okay. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was leaving the guidebook out of it as much as possible, because in this instance, you're not reading fortune. You're not reading into the future. You're not reading into the past. You're having a conversation with your deck in the present. So I want to invite you to get curious about anything that pops up into your head when you see the cards of your own deck and even of mine, because maybe you have a little wisdom to offer me that I might not be considering about my own cards. So things like song lyrics, show quotes, movie characters, a person you know, a scent, a flower, an animal, a symbol that stands out to you from the artwork. All of these things are things to take notice of and have a conversation around with yourself and with your intuition, because at the end of the day, tarot deck is paper. The deck itself is paper from a tree that someone created an image that meant something to them that they put on a card that you then interpret. It's the significance that we give the tool that imbues it with the power. This is what we talk about in yoga when we're talking about setting your intention for a practice, being mindful. What you think is true becomes true for you, right? Okay. So tell me about yourself. Okay. Ooh. Some of this is like the same, and some of it is like, okay, we spicy now because I'm not afraid of you. So the first card I got in the Tell Me About Yourself is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles usually represents a monetary exchange, like money for goods. So telling me about themselves, this deck I purchased so that I could be a tarot reader in my business. This deck is literally telling me that they love to be of service in this way and to give complementary energetic exchanges. Gorgeous, beautiful. Six of Cups. So that's the third six or the second six in a row. The Six of Cups, cups have to do with our emotions, milestones in our life, hopes, dreams. Any intimate familial or like family relationships. And this particular card shows the journey of a little boy with his puppy up until a grown man with his dog. So this one is about coming of age, things coming full circle. This tarot deck was a gateway for me to really trust my intuition and step into my power. So there's no accident that this is a card that's coming up. And lastly, we got the Three of Swords reversed. So the Three of Swords usually has to do with soul ties connected to something else. The way that I read reverse cards, now, here's an aside, you can choose whether or not reverse cards mean anything for you. Some tarot readers don't imbue positive, negative, internal, external. They just read the card that they've got. Some tarot readers really do put an emphasis on whether something is upright or reversed. And some tarot readers read it as like internal or external, shadow or light. So for me, I read it as internal influences or external influences. So because it's in reverse, I know that this deck is telling me that it is here to reveal to me the things that are keeping myself and my clients stuck that they're tied their own self to. So this deck is not about reading other people's mail. It's not about telling me about third person readings. So I'm not going to read to you about someone in your life unless it's from the point of view of you. That's what this deck's job is. That's what it loves to do, is to support people to come of age, come home to themselves, right? That Six of Cups, come home to themselves, energetic exchange, and break free from the things they're holding themselves back with. Beautiful. Tell me about your purpose. We've got the Three of Pentacles. So I really love this Three of Pentacles because you've got a mom, a dad, and a kid, and they're all weaving a tapestry together, and each person has a different job. The masculine figure is standing at the top of a ladder holding this arguably heavy piece. The mom is knitting together a garment from the pentacle in the center, and the daughter is embracing the masterpiece. So they all have a different role and they're all working together. So, in other words, this tarot deck's purpose is to help us weave together the masterpiece of all the different aspects of ourself and turn it into something we can adorn ourselves with. Beautiful. What do I need to know about you? The Page of Wands. Okay, so, or sorry, the Knight of Wands. I absolutely love this card. There's a stallion in the back, so big, wild energy, right? It's the element of fire. Hi, I'm a Leo. And this person is beating to the tune of their own drum in the desert. So what do I need to know about me? This card represents me, so it's no accident that it comes up. It's a card I really identify with. What does the deck want me to know about me is that the way that I do things is not going to look like the way that everyone else does things. I am going to carve my own path and do things my own way in a way that honors my unique essence and allows me the freedom that the wild stallion has in the background. That was tell me about me and tell me what I need to know about you. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is the yes card, if there ever was a yes card in this tarot deck. It is the card of dreams, hopes, fantasies, and heart wishes. When this card turns up upright, it means yes, go for it. So what do I need to know about the deck in this case? What does it want me to know is that it is here to help me foster a connection with my higher self that helps me to bring even more dreams, to reality. So the things that I have in my heart of hearts that are kind of there's like a little pink pig on here that are when pigs fly kind of moment, like, oh my gosh, like as if that would happen. Yes, go for it. That's what this card is saying. And lastly, tell me about the things that we're going to do together, the work we're going to do together. The Seven of Cups, we're going to bring clarity. Look at all of these choices. What if I were to tell you that not a single one of these choices in front of this figure are the wrong one? They just determine how they're going to get where they're going. My job, in conjunction with my tarot deck, is to help people discern the path of least resistance or most magnificence, give them the agency to choose without fear of being wrong, and recognize that all roads lead home. The second part about the work that we'll do together is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is calm and cool and collected. The cup, the seat of her emotions, is here in the bottom corner. It's gated but not locked up. So she knows that sometimes it's more important to stay above the emotional ride and survey all things before making a decision. She has reached the top of the mountain peak and is looking down below at all the things. So, what does this card tell me about the work that we're going to do together? That we are going to have the ability to zoom out from whatever a client has going on and see the bigger picture objectively and give them guidance. And lastly, the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is all about building a foundation, a healthy soil that allows things to grow and develop in their own time. In other words, the work that I'm going to do with this deck is not tethered to time and space in the sense of an outcome, but rather it is letting people know whether or not their foundation is secure so that they can move ahead. Isn't that fun? Oh, I love it. It's so fun. I would love to hear about what's coming up for you with your tarot deck. So let's just recap the questions. Question number 1 is tell me about yourself. You are asking the deck to tell you about themselves, and you pull 3 cards. Question number 2, tell me about your purpose and draw 1 card. If ever a card is unclear to you, please pull more. Be like, I'm not sure. Can you give me some more? And then shuffle and pull another card. Question number 3, tell me about the work that we'll do together. Draw 3 cards. Question number 4, is there anything I need to know about you, the deck? Draw 1 card. Question number 5, is there anything I need to know about me? Draw 1 card. Take your time pulling the cards. Allow yourself to connect with the energy of the deck. And as you draw each card, set it down in front of you and notice any immediate impressions, and then take a second look. When you're interpreting the cards, remember there's no right or wrong way to interpret them, contrary to popular belief and fundamentalism. At the end of the day, tarot decks were created as a vehicle to discern truth from the cosmos. At some point, people sat down and were like, this is the framework we're going to use. You're allowed to make your own value of cards. For example, Tanya Ryan, the person who taught me to read tarot, can read using playing cards, just like diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades. Because she's so connected to what the cards mean, what the numbers mean, like she can just read you to filth because she's done her background learning traditional tarot reading and then intuitive tarot reading and pairing the two together in a way that's true to her. So I want you to take a look at the cards in front of you. Look at the symbols. What stands out? Does a particular symbol on each card stand out to you? Is it the same? Is it different? Where is it located? Is it on fabric? Is it a flower? Colors. How do they make you feel? Are there any specific memories or emotions coming up for you? What is your intuition telling you? Usually, your first impression is the most accurate. Over time, you'll get better discerning the difference between your inner knowing and cosmic communication versus memory. Just like any relationship, it takes time to build that connection. So, after you've done this, I would like you to take a moment to reflect on how the process felt once you let yourself give into it. How did your deck respond? Did it tell you anything that surprised you? Just like the relationship you build with other people, the relationship you build with your tools require communication and consistency. I don't dive into a relationship without knowing something about my partner first, and I extend the same courtesy to my tools. I would love to hear how that went for you. Thank you so much for being here today. If you would like to see me do more sessions like this on more topics, please suggest them below. I know that September is really full, but I would love to do something in October or November again. Bye for now.